Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Jen. I'm a woman in long-term recovery. I'm also a CARC, a SERPA, a rape crisis counselor, and a Narcan trainer. If you look at my description box down below, you will find a link to all my social media. I'll also put it right here. And you will also find a link to all of my Amazon wish list. I have a harm reduction one. That is available by request only because it's not everyone's cup of tea and I don't want to trigger them. And that is sorely lacking. I'm basically a hair away from out of clean supplies. And then is my go bags, which I also use to help people in my local community who are struggling, just home from incarceration, rehabs. I actually just picked a gentleman up, not last night, the night before, who was supposed to be going to rehab, but got incarcerated instead. So all those supplies came in very, very handy for him because he was released with nothing and nowhere to go, nowhere to stay. Some of you know, and you can tell from today's video title, I had someone who I care about very, very much and that I've known for a very long time die. So bear with me in this video. Because it's difficult. Everybody knows what I do. If you're new here and you don't, I work with people on their pathways to recovery, from active addiction to whatever their recovery looks like. And don't come for me, guys. My lashes are all jacked up from crying this week. And this is someone that I have known for decades. And we were working together very closely, very often. And we were waiting for her health insurance to go through so I could put her in a long-term program. We had all the paperwork filled out, everything. But unfortunately, right now, the state of New York is not in a good place. Used to be Medicaid would bill 3 months back, but I guess that's not a thing anymore. And she was still active because nobody wants to detox. I had just checked on her insurance Tuesday night. And they told me pending September 1st, she'd be active and able to go to a program. But when it's August 3rd, September 1st is too far away. I had spoken to her that night and told her that, her and another girl that I'm working with. And you know, things happen. So I want to give you a little backstory. This video is going to be a little all over the place, so please bear with me because this one's real hard. Her name was Elizabeth Hill, and she was 36 years old. She leaves behind a son who is also my husband's cousin, and she leaves behind a baby girl whose father passed away from an overdose. She was 36 years old and she's gone. You know, she was born in February of 1985 and she passed away on August 4th, 2021. 36 years old. And she did not overdose. I want to make that really clear. She did not overdose. She had an infection in her body that spread to her heart and her lungs, and her cause of death was a bacterial infection. She did not overdose. I want that very clear, especially for her family. People are just assuming and judging, and I'm guilty too, because at first I really thought it was going to be from an overdose, especially the place where she was staying is known to just be people with bad intentions. And there is so much red tape surrounding this. I mean, is addiction not a worldwide pandemic? Why can we not choose to treat these cases as an emergency situation, life or death, as they are, and just put people in programs so they can live. I fight this fight every day, and I'm beyond frustrated. I have a gentleman that I just mentioned in the beginning that just came home and needs a bed desperately in a rehab, or he's gonna die. His insurance, he got his cards, he's pending active, not till September 1st. We're just setting people up to die, not even to fail. We're setting people up to die. I don't understand why we cannot just put people into rehabs and programs, get the information, and get the insurance set up and back bill. I just don't understand. This girl is dead. She's dead. Her daughter is parentless. Her daughter is parentless. She will never know her mother and father because she's a toddler. Her 13-year-old son now has to grow up knowing that his mom died, not from an overdose, but from a complication due to her disease of substance use disorder. When is enough enough? I'm just truly devastated. I know my people. I know the amazing, powerful, strong individuals they are. Nobody ever wants to give them a chance or give them a break. And this stigma surrounding substance use disorder is fucking killing people. Makes me think, like, could have been me, could have been you, could have been any of us. You know, if she would have gotten her health insurance when she was supposed to, she would have gotten an appointment, and she would have gotten a physical when she went into rehab, and they would have caught this, and she would have had some antibiotic, and she'd still be here. But she's not, because I couldn't get her insurance through fast enough. And the people on the other end pushed as hard as they could. They got pending approved, but that's all they got. So now she's dead. Her children are motherless. Her family can't afford the rest of the expenses because, let's face it, 36-year-olds don't just drop dead. People don't have that type of money in the middle of a pandemic. You know, $3,000 is a lot of money to just come up with on a Wednesday evening. And now we have to struggle. We want to make sure her services are done properly. She's being cremated. And we'll have a celebration of life to follow when the family has grieved enough and can process it and afford to do so. But, I mean, this is crazy. These unnecessary deaths keep happening, and it keeps happening to people I truly love and care about. And Liz was a ray of light. She was always so grateful every time I saw her. Always just kind. Yeah, she had her problems. We all do. We all have our demons that we fight. There is not a soul on this planet that does not have their demons. You know, and I don't want to hear the, oh, well, she did drugs, she did that. Guess what? Me too. Me too. That could have been me. My daughter could be growing up without a mom right now. It's bad enough she's growing up without a dad. So I really relate on this one. And she didn't deserve to die like this. She didn't. Nobody does. Nobody deserves to die like a dog. I'm not going to release, when I post this, I will post the obituary as well, but I'm not going to release information right now that's, you know, not cool with the family. But I have her mother's blessing to have this video made, and her poor mom. No parent deserves to bury a child, especially at 36, man. You know, These unnecessary deaths need to stop happening. We need to have a stronger voice. We need to be heard more. We need to, I mean, at this point, short of starting a foundation to help bury people who suffer from substance use disorder and help fund rehab before that, I don't know what to do. And I feel very helpless, and I don't know. I mean, Liz wasn't just a client. She was my friend. She was my husband's cousin's mom. You know, like, he's a 13-year-old boy. We need to put down this judgment and stigma of that people that use drugs are less than us. We all have our own vices and we all have our own addictions, whether it's food, women, men, shopping, candles, tools, bars of soap, eating, gambling. It's not just alcohol and drugs. There's so much more to it. And we get so caught up on how people that have substance use disorder are less than us, and we judge them, and we don't acknowledge the fact that they're human beings, and we forget that they have souls and families and children and people who care about them and love them, and we just overlook them, and we don't take what's wrong with them serious, and we lose them because we don't push paperwork fast enough, and people die, and this is a generational disease and curse. This now affects her children, and her children will carry this hurt and pain for the rest of their lives because she couldn't get into rehab fast enough because someone didn't push a fucking button quick enough. When does it stop? What if that was me? I wouldn't be here today doing the things that I'm doing. But because she wasn't fully onto her pathway of recovery where other people could see it, everybody automatically assumed she died of an overdose. And everybody automatically assumed she'd never recover. Well, guess what? We can't recover 6 feet under, and now she never will. Because of red tape for insurance. I'm hurt. I'm real hurt by this one. And it breaks my heart. If you know someone who is suffering and trying to get into rehab or to detox, support them. Don't just say, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. A couple weeks ago, she said to me, you know, you give me hope. I'm real proud of you, Jen. You give me hope that I too can get my kids and be sober and live this life that I want to live so badly. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm real fucked up behind this one. And I feel real guilty. And I'm going to hold this one for a long time. And unfortunately, that's the type of person I am. Like, my people are my people, man. They're not just clients. They're not just people I know from around the way. Most of them I have a personal connection to. I know their mothers, their brothers, their kids, their significant others, whoever. And I love them. And when someone I love dies, I really hold that shit. And I kept telling everyone, like, man, this is the year for my girls. They're all coming in strong. They're asking, you know, for help. And they want to go to programs and long-term ones. Like, and I just felt like this was the year for my girls. And then this happened, and she was one of my favorite girls. And I'm devastated. I don't know, guys. Please reach out, you know. And I don't know. I guess, yeah. Just remember, we recover loudly, so those behind us do not suffer in silence. I'll see you guys in a few days. I love you all.